Hi everyone, I'm Nick. Welcome to this video about who, which and whom, joining sentences together, like for example, Will Smith won the egg and spoon race, and Will Smith is the youngest. Now we join the two sentences together by doing this. Will Smith, comma, who is the youngest, comma, won the egg and spoon race. Hope you find it useful. First we're looking at who and whom, and here are three young people who've just taken part in an egg and spoon race. That's when you have to balance an egg on a spoon and run. And these are the three winners. The first is Will Smith. The first is Will Smith, full stop. I'll write another sentence about Will. Will Smith, Will Smith wins first prize. Now, if I want to put those two sentences together into one, what do I have to do? I have to turn that into a comma, first of all, because we know who Will is, and we write who, and then I use my grabber, and I grab wins first prize, and then I move it up there, and that's it, and then I just rub Will Smith out. We don't need that anymore. The first is Will Smith, who wins first prize. I'll just write Will there. He's the little fellow at the front. Now let's go on to the next one. I'll write here the second. The second is Sabrina. The second is Sabrina. And I'll just write Sabrina there so that we know who she is. I'll put a little arrow, that's it. And now my second sentence about Sabrina. We all know Sabrina. We all know Sabrina as Sabby. Sabby. We all know Sabrina as Sabby. Now I want to join those two sentences together, so again I'm going to put a comma, but this time I'm going to write whom. I'll say something about that in a minute. In the meantime, I'll take the first part of the sentence and move it up there. Now I'll need to rub out the, let's get in the right place, that's it. Now I need to rub out the W and put a small W there. We don't need a capital, oh dear. That's better. We all know. The second is Sabrina, whom we all know as Sabby. So I can grab the as Sabby. I just rub out the Sabrina. We don't need that anymore. And then I'll grab my little grabber and put a box around Sabby and move it along the front there. And there it is. The second is Sabrina, whom we all know as Sabby. Now notice it says whom. And in writing you should probably use the M, but I'll put the M in brackets there because the fact is that in speech we often don't use it. Right, let's move on to the next one. The third is Jacob. The third is Jacob. And I'll just write Jacob up the top there so that I think you know who he is by now, but there he is. The third is Jacob, and I'll write a second sentence about Jacob. We have a special prize. We have a special prize for Jacob. For Jacob. Now this one is a little different from the other two. I'll start off by putting in the comma. Then I'm going to grab for and move that up, get it in place. Then I'm going to write in the word whom, and notice it has to have an M, for whom, after a preposition. And then I'm going to grab the first half of that, well, it won't fit, it's too long, so I'm going to have to move it down a little bit just to get it out of the way. Then I'll grab the first half and take it up over there, for whom we have, and then I'll grab the second half and move it up here, a special prize. We'll rub that out and we'll replace the capital W with a small w. The third is Jacob, for whom we have a special prize. And when you're talking normally, you could also say, the third is Jacob, who we have a special prize for. Leave the preposition at the end. All right, let's go on to the next scene. Now this is about which, and it's about things. So first of all, we'll start with a little drawing of the world, very bit of speed drawing that Caroline did for me. There's Japan, Australia, Madagascar, and England and Ireland. I'll just make it a bit smaller because it's a bit big there. And now look at this. We're putting in some links. There's a little dotted line going over to Japan. And then there's another one going off to, looks like India, a bit of a funny shape. And there's another one going off somewhere. I don't know where that one's going. Oh, it's going around the corner. Okay, that's going down to Australia. Now it's going across to Africa. It's going a bit faster. It's going across to America. It's going across to Greenland, down to South America and back and over, all over the place, and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And it's finished. Phew. Now I'm going to make it a bit smaller and put it in the corner because I need to make some space for some writing. So I'll just grab that whole thing, reduce it in size, put it over in the corner, and put the internet up the top there. The internet. Okay, now I'm going to show you 3 sets of sentences. Here's the first pair. I wrote this before. I can't write that fast. The internet is a wonderful tool, and the internet enables global communication. Okay, I'm going to join those 2 sentences together. First thing I need to do is put a comma there. Don't forget the comma, and write which, because we're talking about things now. Now I grab the verb enables and I put it up there. Then I get my little eraser and I rub that out. We don't need that anymore. And I'll just grab global communication and move it over there. There we are. The internet is a wonderful tool which enables global communication. Now let's move on to the next pair. The internet is a wonderful tool. I'll use the same one again. And the second sentence, we all use the internet. Now, rather similar process, but notice we use which and which for both. There's no change, so I'll put a comma. I'll write which. It's not like who and whom, where we change from who to whom. Here it's which and which. Which, and I'll grab we all use and put it up there. Then I just need to get my eraser and raise the W and get my pen and write in the W there, the small W, and put a full stop at the end. Get my little eraser again and erase the internet, and there we are. The internet is a wonderful tool which we all use. Now the last pair of sentences, Tim Berners-Lee invented the internet. Did you know that? He was working in CERN in Switzerland at the time, and we are all grateful for Tim's invention. And this is going to be similar. We're going to put a comma there. Remember, there's a preposition there, for. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab the preposition for and take it up there, for. Okay, and I'm going to get my pen, and I'm going to write which. Here we go, which. Okay, that's it. And then I'll just grab that phrase, we are all grateful, and move it up there. For which we are all grateful. I need to erase the capital W and get rid of all that. We don't need that now. And get my pen and write in we and put the full stop. And we're done. Tim Berners-Lee invented the internet, for which we are all grateful. One last thing. Who's that? It's Tim Berners-Lee. I thought you might like to see a picture of him. All right, that's all for now. Bye-bye. See you later.